Welcome everyone to Enlightened World Network. Today is a day of transformation, and I am so grateful to have with me my dear friend, Dr. Lynyetta Willis, who is a psychologist, a family empowerment coach, and founder and CEO of Inner Pathways Coaching and Consulting LLC. Helps frustrated families break unhealthy patterns and cross-generational cycles so they can move from stable misery and into joy. Through her transformational coaching and engaging talks, her clients and audiences learn to strengthen their parenting, partnership, and personal growth practices so they can feel harmony in their hearts at home and home. Her creativity, love of imagery, and journey with countless clients led Dr. Willis to create her highly acclaimed elemental living model for families and personal evolution and the PATHS, PATHS, for personal evolution framework. A sought-after speaker, media contributor, and author, her multi-award winning book, My Forgotten Self, A Story About a Girl, A Powerful Encounter, and a Universal Message, has received high acclaim from individuals such as Dr. Shefali Chasbari, and author of The Conscious Parent. And oh my goodness, you are a dynamo. And I love everything that you do. You are so much fun, and your visualizations are awesome. And so I'm so happy to share this space with you, Lynyetta.
Oh, thank you, Deb. You know, I feel the exact same way about you. You are the bee's knees and a bowl of honey. What?
Oh, well, I've had the privilege of having Dr. Lynyetta Willis on my Angel Heart Radio show several times. We co-hosted many together, and it is a joy to have her here on Enlightened World Network. So, Lynyetta, what are you going to lead us in today?
Yes, the meditation I'm going to do today, it's called the Relationship Evolution Meditation. And, you know, there are times in our lives when our closest relationships, they leave us feeling angry or frustrated or anxious or overwhelmed. And it's during those times when we tend to react in less helpful or less ideal ways. We can lash out, turn our anger inward, shut down, or pretend nothing's wrong. For anything like me, say, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. Everything's great, right? So the meditation that I'm going to lead today is going to help us to deal with these situations or these feelings really that come up within us in a more helpful, more effective way.
Well, that would be awesome, because I think this is perfect timing for that type of meditation and helping us really step into and own our authenticity, our divine authenticity. So I am going to hand this over to you, and I'm going to participate.
Perfect. Okay. I invite you to take a deep breath. You can find a spot on the floor or in your space to allow your eyes to just gently light on it, or you can just choose to close your eyes. Breathe. As I said, there are times in our closest relationships where we find ourselves angry or frustrated or hopeless, or we may shut down. And during these times when we react or overreact in less than ideal ways, we sometimes lash out at the people that we care about, or we turn that frustration towards ourselves and beat up on ourselves, or we shut down, or we pretend that nothing's wrong. And when we experience the consequences of these reactions, we may take a moment to stop, get curious, and ask ourselves, why did I do that? Why did I say that? And at some point, we may even recognize this reaction as a familiar part of ourselves that tends to show up whenever we feel things like sadness, disempowerment, frustration, or confusion. And you may have been taught to give this aspect of yourself a name. I've heard it called things like saboteur or inner critic. You may have even learned strategies to help you deal with it. Ignore it, they say. Call it a liar, they say. Blast it with much better thoughts that'll make you feel better about yourself, they say. And mysteriously, if you're anything like me, when you employ these strategies, not only do those parts of you not go away for good, they may seem to come back again and again, maybe stronger, or when you least expect them. So today, I want to invite you to consider a new way of viewing these aspects of yourself, and a different, more helpful way of engaging them. You see, the truth is, when these aspects are active, it's actually a sign that we're reacting from our emotional brain, or what I like to call our baby brain. So from this meditation, instead of viewing these aspects of you as mean and manipulative, I invite you to view them as younger parts of yourself. From this perspective, viewing it as a younger part of yourself, you could see why yelling at it, ignoring it, or calling it names isn't very effective. For just a bit, I invite you to consider that this aspect of yourself, it's not trying to sabotage you. Maybe it's a young, fearful aspect of you. Or maybe it's an aspect with a very limited understanding of how things are. Or maybe it's just a protective aspect of you that wants to keep you safe but doesn't know another way to do it. So in this meditation, we're going to take a different approach, a different strategy. We're going to hush it like you do a baby, right? But for hush has a very profound meaning. As we hush this aspect of yourself, what we're going to do is we're going to H, hear it, U, understand it, S, see it, and H, help it. Okay? So as you get comfortable and as you breathe, I want you to think of a situation, and it can involve another person, like your child or your partner or your parents. Just needs to be something that brings up one of the babies for you. You know, it may be a sense of anger or overwhelm, shame, anxiety, whatever that may be for you, one of those feelings or experiences that you're not too crazy about. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in. So close your eyes. If you haven't already, take some deep breaths. And I want you to open your mind to creating a safe, peaceful space within you. And then we're going to invite that aspect of yourself, that younger, possibly baby aspect of yourself, to come into that space so that we can get to know it a little bit better, so that we can hush it. All right. So I want you to just call forth a safe space, whatever that may be, to form in your mind's eye. And as that space starts to form, I want you to picture yourself walking slowly to that place in your mind. It can be inside or outside. It can be someplace you recognize, or it can be entirely new. Don't force it. Just call forth a calm, safe space within you and allow it to appear before you. And as you're walking toward that safe space, I want you to notice a bucket alongside you on your path. And I want you to picture yourself unloading all of your anxieties and worries into this bucket. Maybe you're pulling them out of your pockets, or maybe you're just allowing them to drift off your fingertips into the bucket. Whatever makes the most sense for you. And now I want you to notice the view in the distance, the view of your safe place. What do you smell? What do you hear? Notice everything that is before you. Maybe you can reach out and touch it. How does it feel? What feelings does it bring up within you? Take in a deep breath. What do you smell? Can you hear anything around you? Are there birds, air, an ocean maybe? Or possibly nothing at all? This is your space. Make the temperature just what you need it to be. You have complete control here, and you are safe here. Now, as you get comfortable in your safe space, I want you to look around for a special spot, a private spot, and move towards it. And as you walk or sit, just feel the ground beneath you. Look around you, above you, to the side. What do you see now? What do you hear? So as you find your comfortable place to relax in your safe space, maybe it's a bench or a nice soft patch of grass, I want you to get comfortable. Spend a few moments just breathing it in. Breathing in the relaxation, the comfort, and the safety. And as you notice the safe space and you allow your body sensations and your feelings to relax into the space, I invite you to call that part of you that's carrying those not so fun feelings. Maybe it's carrying defeat, overwhelm, anger, frustration, exhaustion, fear, numbness. Whatever it is, just notice it, feel it, and invite this part of you into your safe space so you can get to know it better. And know that this is your safe space. You are in complete control here. If the feelings are too close or too overwhelming, just ask this invited part to back up a bit. This is your space, and you are in complete control here. Only goodness is here. I don't know how this part of you appears, maybe as a color, or as a person, as a shape, or maybe nothing at all. However it appears is completely fine. This is your space, and there is no judgment here. You cannot do this wrong. You can only do this well. So as you sit with this part of you that's carrying these feelings, I invite you to ask it to share its thoughts with you so that you can really hear it. Hear all of its stories. Hear everything it's saying. Don't judge, just listen. Hear any fears or doubts or worries or concerns that this part of you wants you to know. Now, the next thing that I invite you to do is to understand this part of you. Really focus on it. When you understand any part of you, what you're really doing is practicing self-compassion. It's like a good friend coming over and saying things to you, and then you really understand where they're coming from. When you respond with things like, oh, of course you would get that. Of course you would think that. Of course you would feel that way. You are truly understanding. So just sit and allow the compassion from within you to flow through you to the part of you that is in this calm, safe place with you. As you're understanding it and hearing it, allow the compassion to flow from you, through you, like fog or water or a color. Now just take a moment to notice if there are any shifts in what you are hearing or what you're feeling in your body. It's okay if you do, and it's okay if you don't. Just notice, and with this new understanding, what I invite you to do is to literally see this part of you from this place of understanding. Just see it in your mind's eye. You might get an image, or you might just get a sense. You might see a little girl stomping her foot, or you might just see a wisp of air changing colors. Whatever it is, it's okay. Just try and see this part of you that you now understand and that you've heard, and allow whatever comes up to come up for you. And now I invite you to see how this part leads you to respond when it's activated. Get a good image of that. It might be an image of a past experience or something else. An angry part might lead you to go to another person and yell to make them hear. Or a hurt part might lead you to call someone names like ungrateful or mean. Just see it all. No judgment. When this part of you gets riled up and in the driver's seat, how do you tend to show up? Ask it to show you. See it all and anything else that this part of you wants you to see. Now, the last thing I want to invite you to do is to help. So you've heard this part of you. You've understood its perspective. You've seen it and how it shows up in your world. Now I invite you to ask the question, how can I help you? And just listen to the answer. Maybe it needs you to slow down, take a drive, share its truth with someone else, play, or just stop once in a while, pay attention to it, and listen. Whatever it is, without judgment, just hear it. Like a baby that wants your attention, just listen. And then I want you to notice what, if anything else, has shifted in your body, in your mind, from this place of realizing that this reaction, these thoughts, these feelings, they are not you, but they are only a part of you. A part of you that's forgotten your true essence as a divine being that is good. Just notice. And as we wrap up, I invite you to thank this part of you for coming into your peaceful place. Thank it in whatever way feels good to you. And then you can part from it in whatever way feels good to you, knowing that you and this aspect of yourself can always meet here in this calm, peaceful, safe place, should you ever need to talk again. So take one last look at your peaceful, calm place. Take in the smells, the tastes, the sights and the sounds, and realize this is your place and you can relax here whenever you want. This is your safe place where you are in complete control. You can leave by the same path you came in. And as you leave, just affirm to yourself, this is my safe place. I can relax here. This is my special place. I can come here whenever I wish. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Lynyetta, that was so awesome.
Yay! I hope it was helpful.
My goodness, it certainly was. And it's all the things too that I resonate with so much. It's such a beautiful way to meet yourself. These aspects of yourself that are calling for your attention. And it's so timely because people have had to slow down.
Yeah.
And what an opportunity to meet your whole self.
It's so true. And it's interesting, when we slow down, those tend to be the times when those aspects of us make the most noise. Like for me, it's like 2 a.m. when I have a really big, event the next day. And then they come knocking at the door. Like, pay attention to me, listen to me. So yeah. And then with people being so much with their families now, this is also an opportunity where there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up. We can't escape by like going to work or going to the grocery store as much, or, those types of things. So having the opportunity to really use this and embrace this as a chance to say, you know what, I'm going to use this time as an opportunity to commit to evolving my relationships. And that does involve, focusing on those aspects of ourselves that need evolution and awareness and attention too.
I totally agree. Because everybody's going to see these aspects in their family members too, right?
Oh yeah, they are great mirrors, especially kids. They're great.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful meditation, and creating a safe space for you to do that, to meet other parts of yourself, that younger parts of yourself, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's really important, because it's so, it can be, when you're talking about go and, have lunch with your rage, like that's just not always going to be a fun thing to do, But if we can remember and put ourselves in a space, even in our mind's eye, that's safe and that's calming, then when we invite that aspect in, we realize I'm inviting this aspect into a space that is already prepared. It's already calm, it's already safe, already peaceful. And I think it just sets the stage for a much more fruitful engagement with ourselves.
Right. Now, what does HUSH stand for again?
Yeah, so HUSH stands for hear, understand, see, and help.
I love it.
Yeah. And these are all things that any one of us, I refer to the baby brain, but I would want that, if I'm flying off the handle and somebody really came in and sat and heard me and understood me and truly saw me, not with judgment, but just with as I was, and then offered to help. Oh my gosh, I'm putty in your hands. Thank you, And so those aspects of ourself are no different. Instead of calling them names or ignoring them or, all these other things that we're often told to do, just being able to sit and be with. As we would want to be with anyone who was hurting, or we would want anyone to be with us when we were hurting. It's no different.
That's beautifully said. We need to show compassion to our own selves.
Yeah.
Bring love. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is such a huge bolus of compassion, like it's easy to love a child when they're being all cute and cuddly and warm, when how about when they're in the grocery store kicking and screaming and flailing and not listening, and those are the times when we're truly called to, all right, let's all this spiritual stuff you've been doing, let's see how it works now, so those are the opportunities where we're really called to use the muscles that we're working so hard to strengthen through all of this.
I totally agree. This was awesome. Please tell people how they can get in touch with you.
Yes. So the best way right now is to go to healingstablemissouri.com. And you can get in touch with me there. Also, you can download, I have a relationship evolution roadmap there. And it's a roadmap that I've designed, I use personally, and I use with all of my clients to help them evolve themselves and their relationships with the people they care about most. So go grab that and reach out if you need me. Glad to talk with you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And reach out to Lynyetta, because as you see, she's just awesome.
Oh, thank you, Deb. Ditto.
I might be a little partial, but no, she's awesome. So we have more to come for this day, this awesome day. And coming up next at 3:45 is going to be Terry Angel taking prayer requests. So she is going to, there's been a lot of people that gave us names. And so she's going to be sending out lots and lots of love and healing light for all these prayer requests. It'll be beautiful. So we are looking forward to you joining us for that as well. So have a blessed day in whatever you're doing, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.